Welcome to the world of Street Fighter, where fighters from around the globe unite to battle for glory, revenge, supremacy, and to be the ultimate fighter who ever lived. Today's guest is, indeed, a guest. The first guest character of Street Fighter, none other than the iconic legendary wolf of Fatal Fury series, Terry Bogard. Known for his laid-back demeanor, unshakable sense of justice, and devastating power geyser, Terry's journey is one of revenge, brotherhood, and the unyielding strive to protect those he loves. I'm Arcadenaut here, and today we'll explore the story of a fighter who has defined SNK's history and became a legend in the world of fighting games. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord channel for more fighting game content. Now, let's dive into the tale of the one and only Terry Bogard. Terry Bogard's origins are rooted in the early development of the first Street Fighter title back in 1987, when developers Hiroshi Matsumoto and Takashi Nishiyama envisioned a Caucasian fighter donning a leather jacket. Initially, they planned for this character to be the main protagonist, but ultimately, they chose the karate-clad Ryu to lead the series. However, Matsumoto and Nishiyama never abandoned their vision of this character. When they moved to SNK, they resurrected the concept, and Terry Bogard was born as the hero of Fatal Fury King of Fighters in 1991. His easygoing personality was inspired by an American martial artist and actor Lauren Avedon, which added a unique flair to the creation of Terry Bogard. Over the years, Terry's story has evolved beyond the thirst for revenge against Geese Howard, the man who murdered his father, Jeff Bogard. As Fatal Fury titles evolved, so did Terry. His motivations evolved and matured with each title, and by Real Bout Fatal Fury, it was clear that vengeance wasn't his sole focus. He reached out to save Geese during their climactic battle, demonstrating his compassion rather than letting his enemy fall to his death. Well, there is also Terry being a brother and a guardian figure to his nemesis' son, but we'll get to that later on. As Terry grew to become the protector of Southtown, he also became the bright face of SNK's fighting games. With that, Terry's inclusion in Street Fighter 6 symbolizes the deep-rooted connection between SNK and Capcom, with his moves and design reflecting the collaboration between the two developers, all while maintaining his rich history and signature fighting style. And from here, we'll dive deep into each Fatal Fury title, from Fatal Fury King of Fighters to Garou Mark of the Wolves, talking about Terry's journey in Southtown and then his latest appearance in Street Fighter 6. Terry Bogard's story begins in Southtown, a city ruled by crime, chaos, and Iron Fist. Raised as orphans, Terry and his younger brother Andy were taken in by a martial artist named Jeff Bogard, who became their father figure as they grow up and learn the ways of fighting. However, their peaceful life was shattered when Jeff was murdered in front of their eyes by Southtown's notorious crime lord, Geese Howard, in cold blood as part of his rise to power. The death of their adoptive father forever changed Terry and Andy, igniting a fire for revenge within them. Fueled by vengeance and determined to take down Geese, Terry set off on a quest to master various martial art disciplines. At the same time, Andy pursued Kappoken under the tutelage of Hanzo Shiranui, the father of Mai Shiranui. As Terry traveled the world, he honed his skills and became a formidable fighter in his own right. Though their paths differed, the brothers remained united in their goal to bring Geese Howard to justice. The perfect opportunity arose when Geese, now the most powerful man in Southtown, announced the King of Fighters tournament. As this tournament brought together the world's most formidable fighters, Terry and Andy saw it as their chance to finally confront their father's killer. Both Terry and Andy entered the tournament with the fierce determination of a man driven by a sense of justice. Still, Terry wasn't just fueled by revenge. Terry's time training around the world had taught him the value of honor and protecting those who couldn't defend themselves, shaping him into a fighter who stood for more than personal vendettas. As the tournament progressed, Terry fought through a gauntlet of skilled fighters, each pushing him to his limits, but it was his final confrontation with Geese Howard that would define Terry's legacy. In a brutal showdown atop Geese Tower, Terry's raw strength and indomitable will allow him to overpower Geese. In a dramatic moment, their final battle ended with Geese Howard falling from the top of Geese Tower, seemingly meeting his end. Terry stood victorious, but his journey was far from over. Terry's journey as the legendary wolf had only just begun. Terry and Andy avenged their father, but more importantly, Terry had become a protector of Southtown, a symbol of justice for his home. Following Geese Howard's defeat, Terry Bogard's reputation as Southtown's champion quickly spread, attracting the attention of an even more formidable adversary, Wolfgang Krauser. Unlike Geese, who ruled Southtown through the sheer ruthlessness and control over its criminal underworld, Krauser was a true warrior and a nobleman with a mastery of countless martial arts styles. His immense strength and thirst for battle were legendary. Learning that his half-brother Geese had been defeated by Terry, Krauser sought to challenge the man who had bested one of Southtown's most feared rulers. And this time, this battle wasn't about personal revenge as it had been with Geese. Terry's journey had transformed him into a fighter with a deeper sense of purpose. With his raw physical power and fearsome techniques like the Kaiser Wave, Krauser seemed like an unstoppable force. His presence alone struck fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned warriors. However, Terry had grown beyond his quest for vengeance, and his victory over Geese had taught him that fighting was about protecting the innocent and defending what was right. As Fatal Fury 2 unfolded, Terry faced a series of powerful opponents, each more challenging than the last. Yet none could compare to the threat of Krauser. When the final confrontation came, Krauser's overwhelming strength pushed Terry to the brink, as it seemed that even Terry's legendary resolve might not be enough to overcome Krauser's sheer might. But Terry, true to his spirit, refused to give up. His journey had forged within him an unbreakable will. With every blow Krauser landed, Terry's determination only grew stronger. Summoning every ounce of strength, Terry unleashed his devastating power geyser and rising tackle to finally bring Krauser down. Krauser, impressed by Terry's tenacity and strength, acknowledged him as a worthy opponent. Terry's victory over Krauser wasn't just about defeating a stronger opponent, it was also a testament to his growth, proving that he had moved beyond personal vendettas and into honor and justice. After defeating both Geese Howard and Wolfgang Krauser, Terry Bogard's reputation as one of the world's most powerful fighters was cemented. However, peace in Southtown was fleeting as new threats emerged. Fatal Fury 3 Road to Final Victory saw Terry drawn into another intense conflict. At the center of it was a trio of powerful figures: the psychopathic gangster Ryuji Yamazaki and the enigmatic Jin brothers Chonshu and Chonrei. Unlike Geese and Krauser, the Jin brothers were searching for an ancient scroll that supposedly held the key to unlocking immense power. This mysterious power of the Jin scrolls became a crucial element in unfolding chaos of Southtown, and Terry once again found himself in the middle of it all. Terry's motivation in Fatal Fury 3 evolved from his personal vendettas against Geese and Krauser. Now, his mission was more about protecting Southtown from the forces that sought to corrupt it. As a seasoned fighter, Terry had grown into a symbol of hope and strength for city's people. He wasn't just fighting for himself anymore, he was fighting for the safety of the town he called home. Throughout Fatal Fury 3, Terry encountered a new set of challenges, each with their own unique fighting styles and motives. However, among these new challenges, Ryuji Yamazaki, with his violent and erratic nature, proved to be most dangerous among all. While the Jin brothers' manipulation of ancient power posed a different threat. As Terry fought through these opponents, he unraveled the more profound mysteries surrounding the Jin scrolls and the darker forces at play. The climax of Fatal Fury 3 saw Terry confronting the Jin brothers in a dramatic showdown. Their supernatural abilities tested Terry's physical and mental limits. Still, the legendary Wolf refused to back down. Using his hard-earned skills and battle-hardened experience, Terry overcame the dark powers that threatened the Southtown again. No longer driven by revenge or vendettas, Terry had fully embraced his role as Southtown's protector, fighting not just for personal glory, but for the safety of his city. And I think calling Terry Bogard the Batman of Southtown wouldn't be that absurd at this point. His victories over the Jin brothers and Ryuji Yamazaki solidified his position as the defender of Southtown, whose strength was matched by his unwavering dedication to justice. Real Bout Fatal Fury represents a pivotal moment in Terry Bogard's story, as it marks the final chapter in his long-standing rivalry with Geese Howard. While Terry had already defeated Geese in the original Fatal Fury King of Fighters, Geese Howard's return in Real Bout Fatal Fury escalated their conflict to its ultimate conclusion. Real Bout Fatal Fury wasn't just about another tournament, it was about closure for Terry, the end of a journey that began when Geese murdered his adoptive father, Jeff Bogard, right in front of him. Geese's resurgence in Real Bout Fatal Fury set the stage for the ultimate showdown. This time, Geese was more dangerous than ever, having rebuilt his empire and regained control over much of Southtown's criminal underworld. But for Terry, this fight was more about than revenge. His experience battling Krauser and the threats in Fatal Fury 3 had transformed him. He had evolved beyond being a man fueled solely by vengeance. His desire to stop Geese now came from a place of duty in Southtown and a desire to finally end the cycle of violence that Geese had perpetuated for so long. As the tournament unfolded, Terry once again fought through a series of powerful opponents, but all roads inevitably led to Geese. Their final confrontation took place in the heart of the Geese Tower, on a familiar rooftop setting where they had clashed once before. This wasn't just another fight, climax of years of conflict, a battle that would decide the fate of Southtown and the legacy of Terry Bogard and Geese Howard. But Terry, who had grown stronger with each battle he'd fought, countered Geese as their battle raged on rooftop. However, this time, as Geese fell from the rooftop, just like in the original battle, Terry reached out to save him. This moment was a critical turning point in Terry's character development, as he had moved beyond his need for revenge. Rather than letting Geese die, he instinctively offered his hand, symbolizing his growth and desire for peace. Yet Geese, the ever prideful, refused Terry's help and chose to fall to his death, ending his own life rather than to accept the defeat. Moreover, the end of Real Bout Fatal Fury also opened a new chapter in Terry's life, as he became the guardian of Geese's son, Rock Howard. After Geese's death, Terry found Rock and raised him as his own, showing the compassion and sense of responsibility that defined his character. Terry didn't see Rock as the son of his mortal enemy, still as a boy needing guidance and protection. In raising Rock, Terry demonstrated his belief that no one was bound by their family's legacy, offering Rock a chance to live free from the shadows of Geese's crimes. Garou Mark of the Wolves represents a significant shift in Terry Bogard's life, marking both a passage of time and a dramatic evolution in his role within the Fatal Fury universe. Set an entire decade after the events of Real Bout Fatal Fury, Garou showcases a more mature, weathered Terry who has taken on a new identity as a mentor and a guardian to Geese Howard's son, Rock Howard. This installment explores the continuation of Terry's story as a fighter and his growth as a person who has moved beyond his own battles and focused on shaping the next generation. By the time Garou begins, Terry has shed his iconic red jacket and baseball cap, now donning a new, rugged look reflecting his experiences and the passing of time. His long hair and brown bomber jacket mark the beginning of what fans call his Wild Wolf persona. While he may look different, the core of Terry's character, his unshakable sense of justice, compassion, and fierce loyalty, remains intact. Instead of battling for revenge or defending Southtown from criminals, Terry's role is more personal. He has become a father figure to Rock Howard, offering guidance to a young man who struggles with the burden of being Geese Howard's son. Rather than leaving Rock to inherit the darkness of his father's legacy, Terry raises him with the values he himself learned: honor, responsibility, and the pursuit of becoming a better person. As Terry's mentorship of Rock is central theme throughout Garou Mark of the Wolves. In addition, Southtown is no longer the dangerous, crime-riddled place it once was. The tournament scene has shifted and a new generation of fighters has emerged, with Rock Howard standing among them. This time, Kane R. Harline, Rock's uncle and Geese's brother-in-law, manipulates Rock into joining the tournament to push his agenda. Terry's role in the tournament is not that of a central competitor but as a protector and guide. His fight with Rock during the tournament is one of the game's most pivotal moments, as it symbolizes Rock stepping out of Terry's shadow and becoming his own fighter, representing the inevitable moment when Rock must confront his past, future, and the man who raised him. It's also a bittersweet experience for Terry to see the boy he raised coming to his own, yet knowing that Rock's path may take him away from the values Terry instilled in him. Terry's role in this final battle is not to intervene but to be the steady, guiding force that Rock needs to confront his uncle and the weight of his family's legacy. It is a decisive moment that encapsulates Terry's journey from being the legendary wolf to becoming the steady foundation for the next generation. In Street Fighter VI, Terry Bogard makes a long-awaited return to the fighting stage, bringing his legendary spirit to the streets of Metro City. Known far and wide as the Hungry Wolf, Terry continues his journey as a passionate fighter, constantly traveling the world to sharpen his skills and seek out worthy opponents. His love for the battle and his unrelenting dedication to improving as a fighter lead him to Metro City, where he is drawn by the opening of the 6th Pow Pow Cafe, a familiar name to those who know Southtown. But of course, Terry can never stay away from the action for too long. While exploring Metro City during the city's famous Knockout Festival, Terry crosses paths with the game's main character. In true Terry fashion, he offers them a challenge, eager to see what they're made of. After a heated battle, Terry recognizes the potential in the young fighter and takes them under his wing as their mentor. In this role, Terry's mentorship goes beyond teaching them. He shares his life experiences, recounting stories from Southtown and the bonds he's forged with his friends and comrades over the years. Perhaps most notably, he opens up about his relationship with Rock Howard, the son of his former nemesis, Geese Howard. As I mentioned previously, Terry has raised Rock Howard and guided with the same compassion and strength that define his fighting style. During his arcade story, Terry embarks on his classic journey as his path eventually leads him to a fateful reunion with Ken Masters in Metro City, 20 years after their last encounter. As they stand face to face, Terry notices something has changed in Ken. The warmth and the fire in his fists have dimmed, replaced by a lukewarm energy that's unfamiliar to the Terry who once battled Ken at his peak. Sensing that his old friend has lost its spark, Terry wastes no time in reigniting it. With his trademark grin and unwavering spirit, Terry tells Ken that their fists have always been the language of their friendship and rivalry. They've been through countless battles, and Terry knows that a fight between them is exactly what Ken needs to reclaim his lost passion. As their fists clash once again, Terry shows Ken and also the world that the spirit of the hungry wolf never dies, and there is always a battle worth fighting to remind someone of who they truly are. Terry Bogard's journey, spanning decades, showcases a remarkable evolution of a character from a man driven by revenge to a true protector and mentor. His path began with a personal loss and the burning desire to avenge his adoptive father Jeff Bogard, but as Terry fought through the streets of Southtown, besting iconic foes like Geese Howard and Wolfgang Krauser, he grew beyond his original motivations. He became the heart of Southtown, fighting for justice and the safety of those around him. Whether standing as the protector of his home, taking on the role of mentor to Geese's son Rock Howard, or stepping into the wider world of Street Fighter 6, Terry still remains as steadfast in his values, honor, loyalty, and an unyielding commitment to doing what's right. Terry's legacy as the legendary wolf is one that transcends the boundaries of any single game or rivalry. His story isn't just about fists and battles, it's about heart, growth, and the enduring spirit of a true hero. And as always, thank you for watching today's video. If there is any character story video you would like to see next, share them by the comments below. Any humble support through Patreon and YouTube join is really appreciated, and I will see you soon in my next video.